Video. If this is your first time tuning into one of my videos, I'm super excited that you're here. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. And if you do get something out of this video, consider hitting the like button down below and definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and become a part of this growing community of RVers all around the world. If you would like to connect with me on my other social media platforms, links to my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are down below, where you can find other RV related content. And then finally, I am on a sales position, so if you are interested in this RV or maybe any RV that you've seen on my page, you can text me at the number on the screen there, and I would love to personally assist you in helping you make this RV yours. So text me there. Keep in mind, I do not make money from my company for making these videos. I only make money when I sell an RV. So if you've been watching my videos and I've been helping you out with that side of it, reach out to me and I'd love to help make this thing yours. All right, y'all. So again, this is the Keystone Bullet 330 BHS. I put the awning in, but it's just a little breezy out here today, but you can see it's a pretty good size awning. I'll probably put it out a little bit so we can take a look at that a little bit more. But first I want to get the specs up on the screen, because this is a big travel trailer. You can see you have opposing slide outs on it. So slide out on each side. Both are going to be in the living area, which is going to give you room for an island kitchen in there. And then we'll come around and we'll look at the exact specs for this particular unit. So your dry weight here is 7,500 pounds, and then you have a fully loaded vehicle weight rating of 8,600 pounds. So that is going to give you down here a cargo carrying capacity of 701 pounds on this travel trailer. You have 4,400 pound axles on there and D-rated tires. And as we go around, Bullet has quite a few different lines that they make. One thing that is so awesome about Keystone and just being able to have these Keystone products to get videos of is Keystone makes so many different models. So even just within their Bullet line, they have, which I don't think you can see here because they're further down that way, you have the Bullet Crossfire, and then you have your mid-tier Bullet line, then you have the Bullet Premier, which is even like a higher up end line, all from just one brand within Keystone's manufacturing process. So this is going to be one of their longest travel trailer bunkhouses. The next longest one we actually have here as well, and I do have a video of it on my page, but it's the Bullet Premier 34 BHPR is what that one is, the 34 BHPR. I have a video of that one on my page already, and that is basically going to be similar to this one here, but even just a bit bigger with a slide out in the bunk room, where this one does not have a slide out in the bunk room. But this is going to be a much more budget friendly option than what that Bullet Premier is. So they have something at every tier for people in different budgets and different size lengths and everything that they're looking for. Basically, all that said, this is a really great trailer here for the price point that it's at and how big it's at with the space that it offers, and I really like it. So let's get into some of these features on the outside and what we got going on. First of all, really cool thing about Bullet, on my lot here, they have the widest pass-through storage compartment of any travel trailer. So huge space down underneath here. You can see you have the pegboard here as well for further organization. You're gonna have all aluminum framing throughout here. Looks like they had one little wood stud that they put in there as well, but all aluminum framing throughout here. So welds on both sides of all your frames there. So you can see the weld work on both sides of the frame. That'll be all the way around. And just a really, really large space there. Can fit really wide items in there. And for a travel trailer, one of the biggest storage compartments I have on anything on my lot on this one. You're also going to have your docking light switch there and your puck light there that is going to light up that space. That light switch lights up that LED light up there. So that's going to be a bright, cool kind of white LED light that you have. Really nice front cap here. I love the name Bullet, and I think it's just a really cool, strong name that they use on there. Fiberglass front cap, looks really clean. And then up here, you're gonna have a spot for either 2 batteries or 1 really large battery, so a lot of room there. And then you have your battery disconnect box here. So if you just want to kill all the power to the battery, you can do that right there as well. 2 20-pound propane bottles, and then you're going to have your power tongue jack. So the 20-pound propane bottles will be behind this black cover right there. Coming around this side, you do already have solar on the roof of this RV. We'll take a look at that, but you also have a plug right here for solar. So if you did want to install a solar panel that would sit on the ground to increase that solar capacity, you could do that there. Coming around to this side, you can see that 200-watt solar panel that is up there on the roof. So you have that up there. It's installed on the roof, and it's a nice beefy solar panel that's up there. Open this up, and access to your storage from this side. You're going to have your solar charge controller there. So this is the 15 amp solar charge controller. It is prepped for an inverter, so if you wanted to install an inverter and increase the solar capacity, you could do that, where you could start getting power to different things like your outlets and stuff like that from solar. Now, I feel like I need to start talking about solar more and more, because I keep getting more and more inquiries of people that are wanting solar packages that run the entire RV and things like that. So let me just take 60 seconds or so to talk about how solar works and what it's actually capable of doing. So first, when you have your solar panels like this here, they are going to keep your batteries charged. So the solar up here basically runs down to the solar charge controller. It's going to then go to your battery system and charge your batteries. So that is going to allow it to power and stay powered anything that your batteries control. So that's going to be your 12-volt system. That's things like your slide outs, your awnings, your lights. Not big things like ACs and microwaves and stuff like that. If you want to even attempt to try to get enough power from solar that is running off of solar to things like your ACs and your microwaves and things of that nature, you have to first have an inverter. So that would be where the inverter goes there, and the more stuff you want to run, the bigger inverter you need. And you're going to need a lot of solar. If you want to run the ACs off of here, I mean, you need to fill this roof up with solar panels, and you need huge batteries, because here's the thing. Just a one lithium battery is basically going to have enough power. And I say one lithium battery, one standard size lithium battery that would come on an RV is going to have enough power to run an AC for about an hour. Even if you have a big inverter and even if you have multiple panels up on the roof, it really comes down to what is your battery capacity up here to run that for a long period of time. How much power can your battery store to continue running those things, and then how many solar panels can you fit up there to regenerate the power to the battery. If you want to run the entire RV off of solar, it gets very expensive. These ACs draw a lot of power when you go to turn them on, and it is very expensive, and it is not very reliable. And I say this because I have had customers about a year ago that spent nearly $15,000 on a solar package expecting it to run their whole RV, and this stuff is all somewhat new to this industry, so we really try to make that happen and do everything according to the book on what, you know, is required and called to make that happen. Ran the ACs for about 2 hours before they shut off. And so I just want to level those expectations of what solar is capable of doing, because I get every day, it seems like, people that are wanting to run the entire RV off of solar, and it's, in a lot of cases, it's really just not feasible, and it's so much less expensive to just get a generator, use a generator. And I'm not saying that it's impossible to do, but it is very expensive if you want to run the entire RV off of solar. So just want to level those expectations out. Now, as we come down underneath here, you're going to have this whole area down here. And actually, you know what? I just had something come to my mind too. If you know and have solutions to maybe more affordable routes or ways to run the RV completely off of solar and things like that, put that down below in the comments. Maybe you know something that I don't know. Maybe you've seen something I haven't seen. I'm no expert in this. Like I said, all this solar stuff is pretty new. Solar kind of became a standard in this industry just about a year ago. And, prior to a year, maybe 2 years ago, solar wasn't even really something that was talked about in this industry. So if you know something that I don't know, have seen something that I haven't seen, put that down below in the comments and add that value there for people that may be looking to do something like that. Okay, now getting back into here, you have all of this enclosed area here. This is going to be pretty nice, where there's a lot of other brands like, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but some brands where they don't have this enclosed water compartment on a similar price point RV. So you have everything enclosed underneath here, your switches for your stabilizers there, because it will have electric stabilizers down underneath here. Gonna have a spot for your external shower, your hole there that all your water lines and stuff can come up through, so you can keep that door closed, and everything you need there for your water hookups is all in place. Also have a spot for a satellite hookup, so if you did want to hook up a satellite, it's a nice and easy plug and play method. Coming down underneath here, you have a fully enclosed underbelly, so all your water tanks and water lines are sitting above that enclosed cavity there, above the insulation, in the same cavity where your heat duct is all running. So if you have your furnace running, it is going to keep your water tanks and water lines warm and prevent them from freezing. You could see any little area where there was a possible, place for penetration. It's filled with expandable foam underneath here. And then this frame here is next gen frame from Norco Industries. This is BAL frame here, and this is all American made steel, and they use huck bolts throughout a lot of the construction of this framing. Basically what that means is things like here where there's no welds, and these huck bolts are significantly stronger than a weld. So these have a 6,000 pound clamp force, and that is something that this frame here is very lightweight for what it is, and it's very strong and very durable, and more durable than frames that use all welding techniques. So that is something unique to this bullet line as well. So we come around here, you're going to have the slide out box. It is on the cable slide system, so this is going to allow for push and pull at all four corners evenly, so the slide out goes in and out without damaging the floor as it goes in evenly every time. And underneath here, you're going to have your black and gray tank pull valves. So this is going to be for your both main restroom and kitchen area. So you can see you have the black and gray tank pull valve indicators there. So right underneath there, underneath the slide out, so when you pull up to your dump station, your slide out will already be pushed in, and it'll be nice and easy to get to that. But you do have a second dump valve down underneath here, because this is going to be for your second half bath right there that is in the back. Then down underneath here, you have your tires and your aluminum wheels on there. I think we already talked about they're a D-rated tire. And these here are the Rainier brand. So the Rainier brand, I actually don't know too much about them, but I know a lot of people like the Goodyear Endurance tires. I wish they came standard on every single line that I carried, but they don't. So that may be something that you want to upgrade potentially on your RV. But let me just come back here, double check and confirm. Also want to point out, you have these pin mechanisms that hold the door open so they don't fall on you. Yeah, D-rated tires on this travel trailer. So coming back around this way, you have your power supply here. It is a 50 amp plug, so 2 ACs on the roof, going to be 50 amp. And then coming around to the back, you're going to have your spare tire back here. You have a bumper where you can store things in the bumper, so you just squeeze that, that opens up. You can put things like your sewer hoses and whatnot in the bumper there. And again, your electric stabilizers back here as well. And then coming back to this area, there is no ladder on the back of this, unfortunately. This is something where that is one of the materials where there's been somewhat of a shortage of. So you can get a ladder installed here. If a ladder is really important to you, that can be installed. We just have to make sure we can get one, but we can get a ladder on there to get up onto the roof. I know that's something that I would probably want, so I understand if that's something that you find necessary too. However, if you already just have a tall ladder at home, that is something that you can easily use to get up on your roof as well, to just do regular maintenance and whatnot. And then down underneath here, you're gonna have your spray port there, so you can hook up a hose to that and have an outside water source. On this side, you're going to have an outdoor kitchen area here. So you have your little mini refrigerator here. You have that to hold it in place while you're in transit. And of course, there's a piece of tape here as well. Tell when these have just come in, because some things still require some of that initial unboxing, quote unquote, process. But have that mini fridge down in here, storage space up in here, and you have an outlet there as well where the fridge is plugged into. But you do have that additional outlet. And then this will pull out, it'll be your 2-burner stove right there for some outdoor cooking, or just having a place to store beverages and stuff like that, where you don't have to dig through a cooler to get them or go inside the RV. You're going to have your outdoor speakers, one on each side of the slide out, so good coverage as far as just overall coverage of your outside entertainment area here. And then you have the solid step here, so this is going to make contact with the ground. You have a really big oversized top step, so really good just support there going in and out of the RV, keeping you safe. That is a safety concern, making sure that you have a safe experience going in and out of your RV and you don't slip. And also right here, if you wanted to install a TV outside, you have all your hookups that you need for a TV. So you have your outlet, plus you have satellite connections. And whether you need that for a TV or just charging things, you have those outlets here right underneath your awning. And you have a mounting bracket for a TV. But I think that's more important, because if you think about hanging out at your campsite, if you are hanging out under the awning, you're gonna be in that area right there. So very easy to just plug your phone in, charge your phone, or whatever you need to do. Charge a tablet for the kids, whatever it may be. But we're gonna come in here and we're going to first talk about, you have the screen assist here. So this is just a long bar that allows you to not have to search for the handle right there. You can just pull on that and it's gonna allow your screen to detach. And we're gonna open up this awning a little bit. It is windy, but while I'm opening it, I want to point out how the LED light strip is against the trailer. So whether your awning is in or out, you get access to that LED light strip that will light up your entire camp space underneath here, even if your awning is pushed in. If you want to see a little sneak peek of another video I'm doing later today, we're moving this full body paint Keystone Fusion toy hauler. I'm not going to say what model it is yet. If you have guesses, let me know down below in the comments. But that's going to be the next video for today. So getting that ready for that. But you can see your awning will come out this way. It goes out even further, but it extends well beyond this slide out because this is a more shallow slide out. It's just housing your oven and your refrigerator, which does not have to be a 3-foot slide. It's a much smaller slide out, so it doesn't protrude into your camping space too much. As we go inside, all right, let me know what you think about island kitchens in a bunkhouse travel trailer, because that's what's really unique about this model. Do you like having the island kitchen in a bunkhouse model, or would you prefer more floor space? What's kind of your opinion there? Do you prefer that, or would you prefer more floor space with no island? So let me know. But on this particular floor plan, you can see you have your slide out here, so this is all pushed out, and then you have your slide out here, and this is all pushed out, so that opens up this space, allowing for the island. I really feel like I'm giving y'all too much of a look at everything, having that door open. Can't give that away yet. And it's a really nice looking RV. I like the color scheme in here. You can let me know down below in the comments what you think, but it's like a modern, cool kind of gray tone. You have a barreled ceiling in here, so added ceiling height. You can definitely be, 6'6", 6'7", and still walk in here comfortably and not have to duck your head, except for maybe when you get close to the slide out and whatnot. But lots of storage in the island. I love this kind of bronze-ish color handle there. It's kind of between like a bronze and a rose gold almost. You have the drying rack that goes over the sink right there as well, so you'll have those that it comes with, and you have those 4 drawers here in the island. It is going to have the Furrion 3-burner stove and a Furrion oven. You have the glass there that covers it for added countertop space, and it's a standard size RV oven, wide enough to fit a pizza, but not super large or anything like that. So if you're a big oven person, this might not be the RV for you. But I know my family, we've had multiple RVs with that size oven and never had an issue with it. So it just depends on your preference. Up in here, going to have a large storage area above that area. And then you have a fan here. So this Furrion area has a fan that vents outside the RV. So you can turn that on and have air going outside the RV. Furrion microwave as well. That'll open up. And then you have a good amount of countertop space. I will note this countertop sits kind of low. It basically goes up to about my mid-thigh, a little bit over my mid-thigh. So it is a little bit lower. Now keep in mind I'm about 6'2" or 6'3" with my shoes on. I know most of y'all know that because I say it in every video at one point or one time. But that's just to give you a reference of my size relative to this RV. Because this countertop here does sit a bit higher. It sits probably about an inch higher than this countertop there. At least I think. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Does it look like it? Maybe it doesn't sit higher. Let's mark. Now I have to mark this on my leg. On my leg, it's right there. So it's right there on my leg. It's about ½ an inch higher. So it's a very, very subtle difference. Not that much of a difference that I was trying to make it out to be. But anyways, you have some nice shelving here that you can store some accessories. I like that because if you want stuff that's just quick access from outside or whatnot that you just have to take one step into the RV to get to, you have that there. Which also reminds me, you also have a coat rack here when you walk in, or a coat hook, so you can hang stuff there. You're going to have all your controls for the RV right here when you walk in as well, so very easy to get to. And you do have an opening here to let some air vent out when you're in the kitchen cooking. Going around this way, let's look at the countertop real quick. This is not a solid surface countertop, so this is going to be like a pressed and wrapped sort of cover or countertop material there, but a really nice design on it. And if you want like that more premium solid surface stone type of countertop, that would be in the Bullet Premier, which is going to be the more expensive version of what this is. So that option is out there if you do want that really high-end quality feel with like a solid surface countertop and stuff like that. With your refrigerator, It's going to be a 12-volt refrigerator, so the 200-watt solar panel on the roof is going to help keep your battery charged, which again is your 12-volt system that will be running this refrigerator there. Lots of space in here, especially because you don't have those propane coils in these refrigerators like the older ones had. And really nice look on it there. And that is a GE refrigerator. Go ahead and have a TV here. This is about a 32-inch screen TV, so not a huge TV. You can fit a bigger one there. But when you're sitting at the sofa, you can rotate that out, but I don't even really have to turn my head much to look at it. And I think just for how close you are to the TV already, for me personally, I don't feel like I would need a bigger TV. I also hardly have ever watched TV in my RV. And if you don't know my story, my family, we've had 7 RVs over the past 15 years. So we got my first one when I was probably like 11 or 12, and then have had 7 since. And I've never watched TV in it really. I can think of maybe 1 or 2 times in that literally 15-year span where I've sat there and watched TV inside the RV as far as where this TV was set up, especially as you introduce technology and cell phones and tablets and all that stuff. But now, especially when I go camping, we don't really watch TV. Maybe my 3-year-old nephew will, but that's usually it. Open this up. This does become a bed. So this is a tri-fold sofa, so it'll open up to a full-size bed there. Really nice color scheme on it. It is the Thomas Paine collection furniture. And it looks like it would be like a textured feel, but it actually feels smooth. So you can see it's kind of just a pattern design in there that makes it look like it's textured, but it's actually a smooth feel on it. Armrests that open up there. So you'll have deep storage space underneath there. Again, that'll open up to a bed. This will collapse and make into a bed, but what I love about it is you have a legless dinette table, so no hassle hitting your legs going in and out of there. Also like that you have drawers that open up to get to the underneath storage there, so you don't have to remove this cushion, although you can access it from underneath here as well, so you have both options there. Definitely like that. Lift this up. Well, actually, first let's talk about this. This is like a PVC plastic kind of material. It's woven, so it's really strong and rugged. And then if you lift this up and get underneath here, you can see the flooring underneath there. The subflooring is wrapped. So you have a wrapped subflooring. So this is a great layer of protection with this plasticky kind of woven material that's going to prevent a lot of moisture or anything like that seeping through if something were to spill. And then that wrapped flooring underneath there is going to provide another layer of protection to protect your subflooring underneath there. Talking more about construction, the subflooring underneath this wrapped vinyl flooring is going to be what is called hyperdeck. So that is going to be a 4-layer flooring that is about 2 inches thick. It's literally about this thick. One big layer there is the block foam layer that is in that floor that is going to also provide some insulation, but it's really condensed block foam, really strong and rigid. And then you have polypropylene and fiberglass layers there on that subflooring. So what that means is there are no wooden materials in the subflooring, and it makes it completely water resistant. So if you were to fully submerge that subflooring in water, theoretically should never incur any water damage because none of those materials are going to absorb water. So that is something that is really nice about that subflooring that is underneath there. That is something Keystone implemented about a year ago. And I don't know that there's any other brands out there right now using a subflooring that is not wooden materials. So that is something that has been a big innovation with Keystone in their subflooring and making sure that your floor doesn't incur any water damage over the years that you use it. It's also very strong and rigid as well, and is more lightweight than wood. Last thing before we go into the bunk room, you have this pantry space there. So I know looking at this kitchen, you definitely are like, okay, well, where am I going to put all my food and stuff? So you do have that pantry area right here as well. Coming into the bunk room, you have the double over double bunk beds. You can see you have a 300-pound capacity for this top bunk. Love all the windows in here. 2 windows on each bunk bed. And of course I have the outdoor kitchen door up right there, so we can't open that. But 4 doors in total on the beds, and then windows. And then a 5th window right there, plus the window from the door. You have 6 windows in total. So much natural light. You have these black, more privacy-like curtains that will drop down there. So actually, let's just unsnap it and you can see how that'll drop down like that. It does let a little bit of light through, but not a whole lot. So you'll have that there. Each bunk will also have its own storage area with USB ports. So you have that on both levels. And wardrobe storage. So you have the shelving in here. That shelving can be taken out if you want to. It can be readjusted to whatever levels you want. And you have a clothing rod in here, so you actually have some wardrobe storage there. Some shelving storage here, tabletop storage. If you want to put a TV right there, you can, or it can be mounted to the wall there, so you can't have a TV in this area. Then you have more shelves down underneath here, and more storage back behind here. So in this bunk room, significant amount of storage space. So that is awesome. That is definitely something where I know the travel trailers my family had, we never had a separated bunk room like this, and definitely never had that amount of storage space. You also have a half bath back here, so whoever's back in this bunk area has their own designated restroom, doesn't have to walk through the whole trailer at night or early in the morning to use the restroom. So you'll have that whole space in here. It does have a vent fan in here as well. And you have a porcelain toilet, so this is going to be a solid porcelain toilet there. Have your sink with a black faucet, big open storage compartment underneath, and medicine cabinet storage. Coming back into the bunk area, let me lay in here real quick and just kind of give you an idea of how much space these bunks have. Because I actually have not laid down in here yet. And let me get, oh yeah, plenty long. Okay, so for me, when my head hits the wall, I do have to put my feet slightly out to the side. It's probably about 6 feet long, maybe 6'1", 6'2". I'd say comfortably it's probably 6 feet long to that wall right there. But I would just sleep like this, kind of sideways with my legs bent, and I could easily fit like that. Not a problem. And I'm about 6'2", 6'3" with my shoes on, and about 185 pounds, would have no problem fitting in there. Same size on the top bunk as well. You also have your second AC in this area here. Now this is going to be a drop-down AC unit. So this here is not going to be ducted to the rest of the AC system, although you do have a duct in here also running from the other AC unit as well. So this is just going to be to really help speed up cooling down the RV and cooling down this room here. As we walk over this way, we're then going to get to the bathroom, where your main bathroom here is going to be a pass-through bathroom. And I also want to point out, you do have your main AC here in the living room that is ducted, and it will be ducted into the bedroom back here. In your main bedroom, main bathroom, you also have a porcelain toilet there. You're going to have a similar sink and medicine cabinet set up to what was in the other half bath. And then you'll have the glass shower doors here. This magnet is always super strong the first time I have to open it up. Of course, I didn't come in here and check if the shower head was actually in the proper position. So, have that space in there. And the height in this shower, because it does have the barreled ceiling, going to have, as I look up, I mean, I probably have at least 3-4 inches of clearance here. Even just to this spot, I probably have at least 2.5. So plenty of room in here. You have the vent fan up above your head, and then this shower head actually sits fully above my head. So I could stand here and have this, it would probably hit me like right on the peak of my forehead right there where it's standing. So pretty tall standing shower head as well, and don't have to really carry it around too much. Then you have the opening to the bedroom, where what I really like about the bullet bedroom, first of all, you have a residential queen size bed, so this is going to be plenty long here. And let me just double check and confirm that, because sometimes I'm like, does it really? Actually, you know what? This one feels a little bit shorter because my head is at the wall and my feet barely hang off the end. And I'm about 73 inches, so I think this is actually about a 72-inch long bed. So I stand corrected. It's about 72 inches long with the width of a queen-size bed. So a little bit shorter. This is going to be more of an RV-size queen bed. So just keep that in mind if that's something that's important to you. But what I really like is they have the 2-tiered shelf system here. So you have lots of shelving space back there, and you have outlets and USB ports on each side. You're going to have your doors that open up there, but not only that, they also utilize this space to give you really long pull-out drawers, where a lot of different brands will just give you a full-length sort of wardrobe closet storage, which, I mean, if your clothes are only going to take up so much space in that, so they utilize this extra length there to give you some drawers, more bedside space there as well. And then on this side, you have this that opens up down into the pass-through storage. I like that it's actually like more of a, you know, custom designed, maybe not custom design, but it's more of a design piece here versus just, you know, the same color as the wood here, and is more, you know, of a more higher end look with the finish on that. So some people use that as like a hamper spot, or you could keep drinks down underneath there, or whatever you want. Keep your cooler down there that you could have quick access to. And then finally, you have a spot for a TV on the wall there, so you can install a TV. You're going to have the pocket door that opens up to the bedroom or to the bathroom, and then door here that goes back out to the living space. You can see my hat and sunglasses got knocked off there. But that is pretty much everything. Let me just show you too, now that I'm looking at it, outlets in the kitchen. You also have an outlet on this side of the island, plus the pop-up outlet here. I don't even know if I showed you that. You have the pop-up outlet right there. Outlet up underneath the microwave as well. And those are going to be your 3 outlets in the kitchen. But anyways, that's just about it. Oh, and one other thing. There's just so much to talk about in these RVs. I feel like I could go on forever. 2 things. Surround sound speaker system. So you have a speaker here and a speaker there. And you have a Wi-Fi router here. So spot to put the Wi-Fi router. If you wanted to install that, that would just replace this cap here and mount to the ceiling. And then you can have Wi-Fi from a cell service like Verizon or AT&T and LTE as well from that router.